Hi guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, we are gonna start disassembling the engine. I've already ordered the head gasket. I've decided to save as much money as possible, so I'm only gonna replace the head gasket. Normally, what you would do is you would replace everything around it as well, so you don't have any other problems further down the line. For example, you would replace the water pump as well, the timing belt, all the new gaskets, or the new seals. Yeah, you might as well do all of that while the engine is completely disassembled. But I'm going cheap on this. So I only bought a new head gasket, already ordered. It should be in by tomorrow or so. While we wait for that, we're gonna start doing the things that I've already got parts for. Now, unfortunately, my door lock situation started to fail again. Turns out it is not the door lock actuator, it's the actual lock. I'm gonna have to get new locks for this car for both sides. Might as well get them all matching one key and then go from there. But I do have a new window motor, so we're gonna install this into that now and then have a full functioning window. All right, I've installed the new window motor and now turn on the ignition. Ready? Here we go, moment of truth. Ah, look at that. Ah, yeah. Beautiful. It works. I'm not sure if you noticed, but I also removed the window tint because it was brown and ugly, but it looked like this actually. See how brown this is? So yeah, I removed the tint. We're good now. Let's move on to something else. Here we go. Now I'm going to put on these covers because I found them inside the car. They were inside the glove box. Just gonna glue them back and have these covers, everything looking neat again. Let's get that done. Here we go. Glued on the covers for the lights. Now let's just get back onto working on the engines. Yeah, we're gonna start off by pulling the timing covers off, set the timing, put markings on it so then we know where we're sitting, not just be guessing all the time. Let's start pulling the covers off and go from there. Here we go. I should really be replacing the timing belt too because, well, I don't know when was the last time it was done, but yeah, she still feels soft, still okay, so just gonna run with it. Like I said, I'm doing this repair and build as cheaply as possible, so I'll have a breakdown on everything on how much I spent when I finish the car and have it on the road already. So make sure you stay tuned for how much it cost me to get this car on the road and running. Yeah, remember to like and subscribe. So usually what I do is, of course, I look at the timing and I make sure I put all my timing marks in the correct place, just so then I know where to put it back, right? Looking at this at the bottom, I'm not sure how well you can see, but I have set it up to top dead center right at the bottom there. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but trust me, it's set to top dead center. But then when I look up here, you usually would find evidence of timing marks, right? If you look here, the arrow that's right here should be pointing to that triangle piece right there. Meaning that I think this car is 1 tooth out of timing. It would explain why it doesn't really have any power. I'll find out more about this and check later, but for now, I believe the timing is set wrong. I guess we'll find out when we put the car back together and we set it to the correct timing. So anyway, just wanted to point that out. I'm gonna continue disassembling what I can. I won't be able to get it all done today. We have an issue there already that we only found out. So anyway, let's continue on. Here we go.
24 hours later.
So it's the next day and my little side markers turned out perfectly. Hey, the glue laid out nice and beautifully. Let's just store these back in. Here we go. As you can see, I pulled the distributor. This is the new seal. The old seal I got over there, I'll show you. See, here's the old seal. And that's the new seal that's installed already. As soon as I removed it, you see the oil that came out there. That's why my friend thought it was coming from this seal. Once I replaced the seal, it still continued to leak, but from the bottom down there, from down this area here. So that confirms it's a head gasket. So we're just gonna continue on and keep pulling things apart. Here we go. Now, why am I excited about this? As you can see, I have access to every single one of the head bolts. That means I don't have to pull the camshaft or anything out to get the head off, so make it nice and easy. I mean, I'll probably still have to remove the camshafts if I want to machine or skim the top of the cylinder head, but yeah, remove the exhaust, move it out of the way. Intake manifold, just move it out of the way, leave it all connected. I will have to remove power steering bracket, engine bracket, unless this bracket is holding on to the head, and then we won't be able to remove the head just like that. But if it's holding on to the block, then yeah, we should be able to leave that engine mount there and just lift up the head. Either way, this is gonna make it easier to disassemble everything, so let's just get to it. Here we go. Okay, note to self, this bracket here that goes from the mount to the engine block, it's held in by mostly 14s. Anyway, there's two 12s, the one that goes to the bottom and the top of the intake manifold. That's a note to myself and for you guys watching if you want to do this at home. As you can see, I'm already removing things, putting them in baggies and making sure I note down everything so then I don't lose anything. Alright, so I'm still struggling a bit with the timing because the timing at the bottom, yeah, see, there's nothing there pointing towards the timing mark. I mean, there's a little notch right there. I don't know if that's the correct notching or what. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is the old school trick of pulling the spark plug out and getting the rod down there and then see where it reaches the top. That should give me some clue on where the crankshaft sits at the bottom according to the piston position. Yeah, let's get that done and continue on, huh? So the spark plugs look like they could use some replacing, but nah, we're going cheap on this. Alright, so I was wrong. The timing is correct. I use a screwdriver just to push it up all the way, and it turns out that the camshaft is correctly positioned there, and then this little kind of notchy thing goes towards that little marker at the top there. So with these engine covers on, that means that this is not the timing mark for it, it's this one right here. So this is top dead center, not this one. Now we know. Now I can pull off the belt and just continue on. So here we go. Everything on that side except for the timing belt is already loose. I'm gonna start removing the exhaust and just move it downwards, remove the intake manifold and remove it backwards, and then start undoing the head. Then the head should just come off. So yeah, nice and easy job. So let's continue on and get this done quick. So it turns out the thread on the sump is completely gone. As you can see, I put a new crush washer on there, and yeah, it's just trying to tighten it. Nothing happens. I'll deal with this later. Probably put it up on the hoist to get that done, but I just want to get this head off so we can start replacing the head gasket. Number one rule to build an engine is to stay organized, yeah? For example, this, you never know where it goes, right? Eventually you'll end up putting it on the side or somewhere else when it just goes here on the exhaust, right? That's why I put everything into little baggies. It just makes it easier. This is for my own future reference. This bracket here is holding on to the thermostat. It's only two nuts, one there and one underneath, two 12 mils. I'm gonna remove that first just to remind myself that this bracket is with that. Now the reason I'm giving myself a lot of reminders or future references as I call it is because I usually don't work on these type of cars. The type of cars that I work on are like this. Aston Martin DBS. This is a V12, very rare unit. Yeah, these are the type of cars that I work on. Why? Because my boss is a billionaire. And what does a billionaire do? He collects cars. That's why he's got the Bugatti Bolide. He's got this. He's got pretty much every Lamborghini and every Ferrari in the face of this earth, you know? So that's why I consider myself lucky because I work for him. I am his personal technician, meaning it's cheaper to pay me like a yearly wage than it is to send those cars to the workshop. He's smart, you know? Anyway, let's get back to work. All we need is enough room to be able to get the bolts out, and then we should be able to work from that. So, yeah, look at that. There we go. See? Yeah, all the bolts are released. Inlet manifold is sitting on that bracket that holds it up at the very back. Yeah, we're good to go. See what this head gasket looks like, huh? I haven't forgotten anything else. Alright, here we go, ready? Alright, as we can see, I got the head off now. We can see the engine and the block. You know, everything looks okay here. Here it's pretty obvious where the leak was coming from, like all around this area. I mean, there is a likely chance that the head is warped a little bit. So technically it's coming on it's not straight flat, it's coming on an angle like this, which is a possibility. I was actually thinking about doing the skimming on this using my glass and sandpaper technique. Usually it works, but if this is warped, then I might have some issues with that. This, I might just clean it out and put it back together. I've got the head here placed onto the floor. I'm gonna try and clean it as much as we can, get rid of all these oil and grime and whatever. Get this thing pressure washed. So we got a big problem. I was going to do my old school technique of machining cylinder heads, which is using my piece of glass here with the sandpaper glued onto it. But as soon as I did a couple of strokes, I noticed this. If you can't see what it is, I'll explain real quickly. Only the edges are scratching, meaning the head is warped. Usually you would measure these things, of course, but I'm not sure if you even noticed on my Satria video that I don't have a straight edge, so I can't exactly measure. But usually I just do this and everything is fine. Usually the head is usually pretty flat and I can work with it, but this one is severely warped. And the reason I can tell is because only the edges are touching. That means the whole middle section is concave like this. So my only option is to send it to the machine shop, because what they do is they clamp the whole head down, make it as flat as possible, and then machine it that way. When you bolt it up to the block, it flattens out. Because if I machine it like this, as it is, warped and everything, as soon as you clamp it down onto the block, it's gonna straighten out using the bolts, of course, and then everything else will be out of alignment. So the camshaft will be out of alignment. So what would happen after time? The journals of the camshaft will just start wearing away, and then the engine is just trash. Unfortunately, my old school method cannot work with this. I'm gonna have to send this to the machine shop. That leaves me no option but to end the video here. So guys, remember to like and subscribe. Leave me a comment, tell me what you think. Yeah, this is unfortunate news. I was actually hoping to have the engine running and driving on this video, but unfortunately we've hit a dead end and we have to send the head away to the machine shop. So I'll get that done. Once I get the head back, start assembling the engine, I'll make a whole video out of that one. Yeah, there might be a week wait on the next video, the assembly video, because I'm going to Australia this weekend. I'm going to visit my family and friends, so let me know if I should make a video vlog of my family and friends in Australia. If you're interested in that. If not, I'll just we'll have to wait another week, and then I will upload the video of the engine assembly and running. Anyway, that's all guys. Remember to like and subscribe, leave me a comment, tell me what you think, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.